It's the SawCast. Real people speak that real shit on real topics every day. And I go by the name of Stevo.
And I'm Ariel. What the fuck you do, y'all? Today we got a special guest in the building. Jayla, how you
What's
doing?
going on?
Hey,
What's going on, Sister Jayla?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good. Can't complain. You know, another day, another dollar, you know.
Jayla is a Department of Child Services worker in Indianapolis.
Yep, case manager,
ma'am.
yes.
And we came to talk to her about her experiences with that and, you know, everything that you go through. Hopefully you can shed some light on some things to help our community navigate through that and prevent some people from getting into that. And if they're in that, try to get them out of that. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see what we can do.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Thank you for being here.
We'll see what we can do.
Okay, so let's start. Go ahead and, you know, introduce yourself and just tell us how you doing today.
So, yes, I'm Jayla. I am from Indianapolis. I work with the Department of Child Services out there. I'm currently in school for my master's at IU, Indy.
Okay.
I have about a year and a half left there. That's about it.
Why did
chilling.
you, like, what school did you go to get your degree?
My
you have
undergrad?
a degree in yeah. What
No,
do you have?
my undergrad is in behavioral health.
Okay. Where'd you go?
IU, Indy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So then, how did you get into being a DCS case manager then?
So life took a turn. I was in nursing school, and I was like, yeah, this is not for me. So I was like, well, what else can I do that is, like, involving with children and people? DCS. Best of both worlds. I get adults and children, sometimes, like, elders as well. But kind of, I was just like, let me see where this takes me. And then here I am, a year and a half later.
Oh, so you only been doing it for a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Still kind of fresh to the scene.
In a sense, yes.
Yeah.
They say if you can do a year at DCS, you can work anywhere.
That's what they say?
That's what they say.
Okay, that's news, y'all. Y'all hear that? If you can do a year in DCS, you can hang with the best. You know what I'm talking about?
So we've, like, historically heard that social work don't pay that much. Is that true? Do you think it doesn't pay pretty
Right,
good?
for what y'all
y'all do.
you
Yeah.
know?
For what we do, no. I don't think that it pays the best. I think with every job it could be better, but as far as, like, social work and case management go, I think we are very much underpaid for a lot of the things that we do because we are in the homes, we're seeing the things that are needing to happen, the things that are needing to be fixed. And we're just, like, the first person a lot of people see. Some people may think, oh, we don't do anything, or, you know, we're kind of just filling out paperwork. But I think it's a lot more than that, especially on the DCS side of things, because we are in and out of court. You know, we are in multiple people's houses a day. We see very traumatic things throughout the day. We can go from the cleanest home to the dirtiest home, and take with that what you will. Everybody's spectrum of dirty is a little different, but
Right.
when you see things on TV like, you know, feces on the walls and animals everywhere and things of
Shit.
that stuff is real. It happens. So it's not just, you know, for show, for sure. So we are definitely underpaid for sure.
Because of the amount of stuff that y'all have to deal with, y'all underpaid because what comes with it, with the job. The additional stressors, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Or
I mean, additional stressors also. I mean, those are, sometimes it's
so what's
not
an
easy to
additional
just-
stress that your average person wouldn't think about?
removing a child, going to court,
So you going to court for
removals
removals
of children.
from the home because it's not stable for them to live in a home.
Correct.
Okay, what is a stable or unstable environment? So when you go in there and you go into this crib, what would deem it unfit for the child to live in?
I guess it would be situational. So every case you have to look at different, or every assessment you have to look at different. So I guess for, like, an example, if it's like a newborn, if we go in the home and we don't see, like, that the parent has safe sleep for the baby, they don't have diapers, wipes, clothes, basic necessities for that child, I don't really want to jump to removal right away, but what can I do to, like, get you in the better you know, in a better situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or if we have like some parents that truly just don't try to do better. So why would we leave a child in like a toxic environment where they're not going to thrive? And we would just take them and put them somewhere where they can thrive and they have everything that they are needing. But it's also different. Like if we have a teen, like an older teen, obviously their needs are different than an infant.
Yeah.
So what do like the needs of that teen look like? But like I said, everything is situational. So it just depends on the situation. It depends on what we're involved for and things of that nature.
So based on the needs of the child and what they would need to have a sustainable life.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
What kind of things like what you guys deem neglect that some of the like normal, maybe we wouldn't know, like our normal people wouldn't think is neglect?
Right.
So I feel like abuse and neglect go hand in hand. But
Okay.
obviously there are fine lines between how do we decide whether this is abuse or whether it's neglect, but also which category it fits in. So like when people are like, oh, abuse, there's physical abuse, there's verbal abuse, there's mental abuse. But as far as like neglect goes, there's medical neglect, there's educational neglect, and sometimes just regular neglect.
Like educational would be like they're not going to school. For how many days is until it's neglect?
Right. That's a great question.
I think it depends on the school.
Okay.
It's school based.
Okay.
But we see calls getting called in around, I would say 30 to 40 days.
Well,
What?
that there is neglect.
That's
At that point,
crazy,
there is
Jayla.
neglect.
Yeah. So when we get those, I
They
mean,
said
those are
fuck the
kind of the
system.
most frustrating ones because it's like, why are we not sending them to school?
Yeah.
Some of them may have valid reasons, like sometimes kids are sick or, whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying you have to take your kid to the doctor every time that they're sick because obviously common sense is very valid. But with schools, they literally need documentation for everything. So if your kid is sick, yes, take them to med check, get them a doctor's note saying that they're going to be out of school for
Tell the school.
so many days.
That's probably where the neglect comes in. Like the school doesn't know where they are for 30 days.
And the communication
You haven't told the school that they're not
and
going to
it's
be
not,
here.
I wouldn't say it's like a 30-day, like they're just not going to school for a whole month.
Right, I know
It's-
what you mean.
yeah,
Throughout
it's
the school year.
Throughout more so like the semester wise. But I have seen some crazy ones, like they've missed 80 days of school. And I'm like, there's only like 100 and,
Some days.
like 160 something odd days of school. Like
They miss half
we're
of it.
missing literally half of the year. And then parents are mad because their kids are at risk for retention. And it's like,
Right.
you didn't send them to school.
Go figure type shit.
Yeah.
So how do the parents react when you show up? When you guys get
You know
involved?
what I'm saying?
It depends. I kind of approach my families a little softer. I don't really come in like, oh, you have to listen to me because I have power. I really don't. The only power I have is to remove or not remove your child.
That's a lot of power.
It is to a certain extent, but I feel like some like case managers use that to like their ability to like knock parents off their like pedestal. Mind you, at the end of the day, I'm not a parent, so I can only be on the outside looking in and tell you what I think would be best. But some of them are, I mean, most of my families are pretty chill. I've never really gotten like a bad experience from a family.
Yeah.
Now I have some coworkers that have been like cussed out, doors slammed on them, things of that nature. I've only been cussed out maybe once or twice with the year and a half, but I feel like that comes along with the job because, I mean, people are nervous. I mean, you have a complete stranger in your home telling you what you need to fix, and they don't know your day-to-day.
Right.
Like, so, I mean, to a parent, I feel like that's very traumatic. That's a big stressor. You have to take off work to meet with me. You have to move your schedule around to meet with me and things of that nature. So,
yeah, so you said when you come in there, sometimes you try to better the situation.
yes.
So when you go in there, what do you do to try to better the situation?
Listen. I feel like the better I listen to the parents, the better I listen to their needs, their wants, the better I can help them in the long run. Obviously, we have like timelines for our assessments to be met by, which is 40 days.
Right.
Obviously, every assessment is situational. Sometimes we go in and we're like, oh yeah, nothing's going on here. We can literally close it out the next day. But sometimes it takes, 20, 30 days for us to get things in place for that family or try to figure out what's really going on. But obviously, the more transparent you are with the family, the more open you are with like the process of everything, the more I think they're willing to, work with you and not be so hostile.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously,
So the approach is very important.
Yes.
How you approach the situation, and if they trust that you actually assist them, opposed to just trying to lay the law down, the rules and regulations.
Yes.
Okay.
So, a question I had was, like, what type of services do DCS provide? Like, you as a caseworker can give a parent that may be, like, let's say they miss school, or can you offer services for them to get to school? Like, what type of things do you guys offer?
Yeah.
To assist the situations when you.
So I guess educational neglect could be like the biggest one because that's probably the one we'll see the most, especially with school starting back. But like for that, I want to figure out why they're missing school. So what is it that is making you not get to school? Is it you're missing the bus and then your mom or dad don't have a car to transport you there, or they don't have the funds to get you an Uber, or whatever the case may be. So I want to figure out the who, what, when, where, and why to see what I can do. Now, as far as, getting them.
Right. What would y'all do?
So we can give them like bus passes and things of that nature. We can obviously call the school and see what we can work out with the school. Sometimes we can get like work sent home with the kids if we know that they're going to miss school. Or
okay.
Of that nature. Some schools are it depends, honestly, like on the school. Some of them are willing to work with DCS. Some of them are like, no, I called in the report. I did, what I needed to do. But, it's bigger than that. That you see them every day. I don't.
Right.
So, we try to figure out a plan with the parents to make sure that the kids are getting up, on time, to making sure that they can get them out of the door to get them on the bus. Now, it may be stressful, but just trying to figure out, like, a plan that works for them in their family schedule, because not everybody just has like one or two children that can get themselves up. Sometimes it's the parent. You physically have to get up, get your kids ready, get them to the bus stop, in the whole 9 yards. So
they gotta do the
sometimes
whole
it's
thing. Tight. So
but some, I would feel like teenagers, they are more hit or miss.
Hit or miss on
Because they're, the attitudes come into play. The independence comes into play. And at a certain point, your parent isn't going to be like, all right, let's go. Got to get up. When you're around high school age, you should know you need to get up. You need to get dressed. You need to get to the bus stop and get to school. Now, we do have a lot of kids that walk, which we don't, look down upon. If the parent feels like it's safe for their kids to walk to school, then all means.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like if a child was they weren't eating, like the neglect was that they weren't eating or something like that, y'all would probably try to figure out.
So like lack of food?
Yeah, y'all would have to go through find services for them to eat.
Not necessarily services, but we would connect them with a bunch of like local food pantries. Things of that nature.
And then y'all would leave it up onto them to figure it out. If they don't, then they're actively not.
Yes. Like
there
if
you
you
go.
are
That makes
choosing
sense.
not to feed your children, obviously that is negligent on your behalf.
Right. Even if
we are giving you resources, we're literally laying it out for you step by step, and you are still refusing to do it, then we got something to talk about. But yeah, for the most part, we try to lay it out like this is what you can do. This is what options may not work for you. See what works. Let me know in a couple days, like what works, what doesn't, and then we can revisit if need be. I personally am like a case manager that will go the extra mile for some of my families. And I'll go to the food drives and drop off food, or I will go and pick up, if you need, like, if your baby is needing a bed, I'll go pick up a bed for your baby and drop it off. I'll go pick up a car seat and drop it off.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to be willing to work with me for me to, like, you know, give the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what would you say the hardest part of being a case manager is?
Removals.
Removals?
Sure.
Do you get sad doing removals?
Sad. My first removal, I cried for like 2 days. It was so bad. I was like, is this really how people like treat children? It was so bad. Now I would say in the year and a half I've had maybe 6 or 7 removals. Some of them I'm like, yeah, you didn't want that baby. So
Right.
you know.
So it's cool.
But some are like truly accidental, I feel like, and the state only gives you so many chances, I feel like, you know, and it all comes down to your background, your involvement with DCS, because we can look up all of that. We can find out literally everything about you in the matter of minutes. So it's kind of hit or miss depending on the person. But yeah, no, removals are definitely the hardest.
Yeah.
For sure. They're time consuming, they're stressful, they are.
So when you remove them, like, you removing them and where they going?
So it depends. Sometimes we take them to foster care.
Okay.
Sometimes we can take them to relative care or like kinship care. So kinship would be like, say, like if you have like a coach that you're super close with, like at school, or a teacher that's willing to take you for like that time being, then we can place with them as long as everything checks out. Obviously, they would have to get like background checks and fingerprints and things of that nature. But we can place there. Sometimes, depending on the child, we can do residentials. Residentials are usually always like my last resort because those are more intense. But
okay, what's the best part of it?
I think for most of my assessments, the parents being very thankful. Some of them will thank DCS for being involved with them, because without us, they wouldn't have been able to get like over that hump, you know, that they were trying to reach. I've had parents call me months and months after and be like super thankful, super joyous, and like will tell me, oh my God, you literally changed, you know, my life, my family's life. And without, you know, the assessment that we did have, we would have never been able to get, you know, in the right direction. So, I mean, I would say the brighter days do outweigh the bad for sure, but obviously the bad days, you know, those ones kind of stick with you the most.
Because for sure.
It's limited.
Yeah. What frustrates you most? Like,
what's like annoying that parents do?
Yeah, that you be
that
like,
you wish they
what
like,
like WTF, you know what I'm saying?
I would say the not willing to like try to communicate. I feel like that is the most frustrating thing. Some of them are very closed-minded, closed off, and they don't really want to talk. So it'll be like, keep the conversation short. Yeah, you can come in, do what you need to do, but then after that, you just need to go. And I'm like, I'm trying to like understand. I'm trying to get a better, you know, reading of what is going on so I can figure out what you need or what you don't.
Yeah, because if you don't talk to me, I'm supposed to help you.
Yeah, and so I think that's probably the most frustrating thing. Parents just
they don't see you
yeah
as actually trying to come to help. They just see you doing the job.
Yeah, or they kind of just see like the badge. They just see my 3 little letters, my little DCS on my badge, and that's all they need to like shut down. Okay. So,
do you think it'll affect how you parent your kids?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Okay, why?
For sure.
Why?
What ways?
I think I'm already very like anal type A anyway. So I don't know. I just feel like it'll make me like double check, triple check. Like my kids are not missing school. Because I mean it's scary working in DCS, right? Because anybody can call in a report, anybody, and they can call it in anonymous. I could call in one on you, and you might not even have no kids. I could say, Steven just beat up a 5-year-old in the parking lot and give him your driver's license number or your license plate number, and that's all somebody needs to call in a
They
report.
could do that.
That's literally all they need.
That is crazy.
That's
so scary.
super scary.
Very scary.
You could yell at your kid in the grocery store and somebody calls in
you.
a report on you. I mean, it's so...
That'd be abuse, though, right?
Not necessarily, because, I mean...
That ain't verbal abuse?
No.
You yell at your kids.
I mean, you can yell at your kids.
I'm just saying, like,
It's legal.
if they call it in, then that would
It would be categorized.
It would
Yes.
categorize as verbal
As
abuse if they
as
call
abuse,
it ring.
yes.
That's
Yes.
verbal abuse. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, but
They yelling
I
at
mean,
them
our
kids.
hotline
goddamn it.
obviously... Our hotline does have the power to, like, screen in or screen out reports.
Okay.
So if it is something like, oh, a mom was just yelling at her kids in the Walmart parking lot. Okay, thank you for calling it, but we're not going to...
Archive.
We're not going to screen that in because obviously there are more severe things happening. There's, I mean, child deaths, fatalities happening every day for children. There's drug-exposed infants every day. So we don't have time to be,
Piddly paddly.
yeah. Oh, your mom yelled at you. What did you do? Oh, well, I was picking up
cried.
stuff in the aisle. Well, you weren't supposed to be, she told you when you got in the store, don't touch nothing, and you was touching stuff.
Right. You're right. So you just in your
But yeah, I know it's scary. I mean, anybody can call in a report on you, and DCS could pop up at your door.
Does it change how you view your parents?
Right.
No, I think.
Okay. 'Cause, I mean, you probably like, ooh, they did.
No,
Never had to worry about none of this.
no. I mean, no, I didn't as like a child, luckily.
Yeah.
But
A good period.
I mean, my parents were great.
Right. Right.
Obviously, every family has their ups and their downs.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, for the most part, my family was great.
So, I know you say you got, it be stressful sometimes and whatnot. So, do it affect like the home life? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you come
cried
home,
for 2
you come home
days.
stressed.
How was
You know what
that?
I'm saying? Because you got additional stressors. You know what I'm saying? So, does that
Yeah.
add additional stress to the relationship?
I do try my best to leave work like at work.
But it's such an emotionally invested kind of scenario. So how can you just leave that? Like, you remove somebody from the crib 7 times in the last year and a half. That's about like every month and a half you're removing somebody. And how do you come home and be just like, I turn that switch off?
That's hard.
It is hard, and I feel like in the beginning I had to learn, like, I can't keep bringing this stuff home because if I do, I'm never going to sleep. I'm never going to be able to really focus on other things that I know I need to focus on. So you kind of just learn how to, like, I don't want to say like compartmentalize, but it's almost like you're compartmentalizing your thoughts and your feelings for that moment. If it's something that is on fire, either on call can handle it or I'll get it in the morning because I still have to sleep. I have a family at home. I have to take care of,
Right, yeah.
I got to take care of me.
You got your fiance and your dog.
Yeah.
You got to worry about.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So, wrapping it up, what advice would you give somebody who wants to go into DCS? Because you've been doing it for a year now.
Yeah.
And you've done removals and you've seen a lot of different things. So, like, well, okay, before we go there, I'm going to ask you this. Because I didn't ask you this yet, and I'll ask everybody this on the podcast. What type of person do you think you have to be in order to be a good worker for DCS? And then I'll ask you for the advice.
I would say strong-willed and patient to a certain degree.
Yeah. I think as in social work as a woman, not as a woman, but like in social work, you have to be a caring individual in general.
Yes.
Yeah, because you gotta give a fuck.
But like you work for, but I feel like you work for
So you would
DCS,
do
so
it.
you have to have a different level. So yeah, what do you think? Type of person.
I mean, you definitely have to care about people's feelings and emotions and things of that nature. I feel like sometimes I care too much, and that I feel like that's what kind of gets me like, caught up in like, oh my God, if I would have just, done this for them, they wouldn't have had, something. But I mean, definitely strong-willed, caring, and patience is a virtue for sure. If you don't have patience, you probably won't make it. So I would say those 3.
Okay, so what advice would you give somebody that wants to go into DCS?
Right.
If you want to go into DCS, I would say go in with like an open mind. Because obviously every state is different, but every county is different. So like in Indianapolis, I work in the biggest county that there is in Indiana.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, we do stuff so different compared to like Bartholomew County or Hamilton County.
Yeah.
Or, you know, just like the smaller little towns. We do stuff way different because we see a lot more versus some other, like we see a wide variety of things versus some other counties, like the smaller ones just may see, like they may get an educational neglect here and there, but they mainly see drugs. You see what I'm saying?
True.
Or like some people mainly may have fatalities versus, like, I mean, we literally get everything.
Wow, okay.
We get it all. We get the drugs, the rapes,
Oh shit.
I think okay. So I would say probably some advice for somebody if you want to go into DCS is like if you're going into a bigger county, you're going to see a lot more. If you don't want to if you don't have the heart to deal with all of that stressful stuff, maybe you want to go to a smaller county.
Smaller county for sure, yeah.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
All right, it's the SawCast. Thank you so much for watching the SawCast, Jayla. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully it wasn't too difficult, but we had a good time. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
It's the SawCast, as you know, and I'm your host, Stevo. And what I need you to do is to go to our other platforms, man, because we're not just on YouTube. YouTube is the primary, but we have Apple Podcasts. We can Facebook, it's SawCast. On Instagram, it's SawCast.podcast. On YouTube, it's SawCast. And on TikTok, it's SawCast. Now, on Apple Podcasts, it's SawCast as well. You know, when you need a little something to listen to, a little entertainment or a little education when you're cleaning up or when you're running your errands, go ahead and tune into the SawCast, and we got you. Appreciate you. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget.